Welcome, parents, the class of 2020, Clarkston High School, to our Senior Parent Informational Presentation. Hopefully, through this presentation, many of your questions can be answered about the upcoming weeks and time before your student's graduation. There is a lot of information to share, and please know that you can go back and revisit this video anytime you want to. And you can also place a call to us at Clarkston High School and speak to one of your child's counselors to get information that you feel you also need. Notes from our counseling office with regard to final transcripts. Most colleges and universities will request a final transcript, and these would be the colleges and universities that your child has applied to. If your student's prospective college requires a final transcript, it's a student's responsibility to request the transcript through their Parchment account. More information can be found on the CHS Counseling website under the Requesting Your Transcript tab. Please make sure that students request the correct transcript, which will be final grades for semester 2. An important thing to keep in mind is final grades cannot be transcribed until the school year has officially ended for all CCS senior level students. This could take up to 2 weeks until after school is out. This is because we have schools and students in different buildings. We have students working on academic programming outside the normal school day. And once everybody has their grades in, we will transcribe all of our grades and send them out to colleges and universities. This is not something to worry about. Clarkston High School will not be the first school to have their grades transcribed and sent out, and we certainly won't be the last, and colleges definitely take this into account. This will not affect your student's ability to gain entry into the college or university. It's also highly recommended for students to make a Parchment request now, and they can select the Hold for Grades option. This will automatically release the final transcript once grades are transcribed. Students that do this should have no problem when the transcripting process has been completed. 9 times out of 10, if a college or university of your child's choice reaches out to them and says, "We have not received their transcript," it is because the student has either A, not requested the final grades for semester 2 transcript, or they have not selected the Hold for Grades option to automatically release the transcript. What you see before you is the Parchment page with order details to request transcripts. What you're seeing is the Hold for Grades option that your students can go into and click right now and then forget about it. Counselors will be on site until June 17th. That's approximately a week after school gets out for all students to help with various needs that your senior might have. A counseling administrative assistant will be on staff most of the summer, and a kind, well-meaning principal will be around all summer. Please be patient with him should your student have requests which would normally be taken care of by your student's academic counselor. It does take him a little bit longer to satisfy your needs, but they always get done. With regard to credit recovery, if your student is working on completing credits required for graduation outside of their normal 6-period school day, verification of completion to CHS is due by Monday, May 16th if you'd like the student to be included in the graduation ceremony program. That's having their name in the program for graduation. Your student will have to have verification of completion by Friday, May 20th to participate in the graduation ceremony, and unfortunately, their name will not be able to be included into the program. This is due to having to send our programs out to the publishing company and have them returned in time for the graduation ceremony. It's important for all students to finish strong for the college admittance purposes. Please remind them of this when you go through this information with them. If your student doesn't have a post-graduation plan at this time, meaning they have no academic plan, no plan for job training, military service, employment, etc., please have them make an appointment to see their counselor as soon as they can. Counselors can provide resources for students related to future decision making. Also, these appointments can be made after all students are out of school up until June 17th. If your graduate plans on attending college or a training program after high school, but not immediately, they can also discuss options with counselors if they fall into this category as well. If they know they want to go for future training or college, if they know the college or university they want to go to, but they think they need to take some time to earn some money or do some traveling or take a gap year, please have them speak to their counselor as well. Student email accounts are critically important. Often students have accumulated material, writing projects, etc., that they want to save. Students will need to save these materials to a private account. Clarkston Community School student email addresses for graduating seniors will be removed after summer school is over in mid-August. Directions will be shared with students through our district IT department and will also be able to be found on the website of the district IT department. Google provides us with a 2-week window from the date of deletion to recover an account if there was something extremely important that a student forgot to transfer over. After 2 weeks, these accounts are gone forever for us and Google. This could be facilitated by the CCS IT department. If students have created any social media accounts using district email addresses, they will no longer have access to that email for password resets or other security-related issues attached to those social media accounts. This includes, but isn't limited to, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Apple ID, to name a few. Students should log into their accounts and change the email address to a personal email address. Each of these platforms does provide a workaround for this. The student would have to work with each platform if they forget, but it's a pain in the behind, or so I'm told. You should also know that quite a few of our students every year have signed up for these options with their school email address. If seniors are communicating with colleges and other district accounts and still need to communicate with them after August, they'll need to make sure they update all their email addresses with them. End of year timeline. Event planning for senior celebrations is an ongoing process. We at CHS and the parents of the Senior Celebrations Committee appreciate your patience and understanding. We also know you folks are planning a lot of end-of-year activities for your seniors. Hopefully this will help in your planning and processes. On Thursday, 28th, we'll hold senior class meetings. We'll meet with seniors in the large group instruction room, or the LGI. We'll call them down in alphabetical order, and meetings will take place in every hour of the day except fourth hour. Information will be shared with seniors, much like we're sharing with you right now. Senior Awards Ceremony. CHS will be presenting the Senior Awards Ceremony in the Performing Arts Center, aka the theater, on Thursday, May 5th at 6 p.m. This year, we will recognize the achievements of approximately 175 senior students. We'll also have a mandatory rehearsal at 7 a.m. in the PAC on May 5th, right before school. If your child is participating in this event, they will receive notification from the school. Senior Scholars. 25 students will be recognized on May 12th at 7:30 at the Fountains Country Club. This is not associated with the Senior Awards Ceremony. Recognition is based on a student's GPA and rigor of schedule. If your student is participating in this event, they will also receive notification from Clarkston High School. Senior Graduation Speech. Drafts are due in the principal's office by Friday, May 13th. A team of CHS educators will work to determine the final selection of one student speaker. The Class of 2022 speech theme will be provided to the seniors during their April meeting. This is an interesting portion of our graduation ceremony in that we don't necessarily have the student who is first in their class, valedictorian, or salutatorian deliver the graduation speech. Rather, it's open to everybody in the class. And over the years, this has enabled us to choose a speaker that's very, very meaningful for our graduation ceremony. Final work for seniors will be due May 23rd and May 24th. Any exams that seniors have will be taken on those days. Students will return all textbooks and materials prior to receiving their caps and gowns on May 25th. Clarkston Community Schools will be organizing student technology collection as well. The senior walk will take place on students' last day on May 24th. Family viewing will be limited to the stadium. Students will conduct the walk through CHS, then exit onto the athletic field where they can parade for parents and exit the facility to the event parking lot. Should poor weather be a factor, this will take place inside CHS and end in the gymnasium. As long as the event can take place on our football field, we wouldn't limit the amount of spectators. Should we need to move the event inside the building, there may be a limit to spectators. We're praying for good weather, but if it looks like we might have inclement weather, more information will follow. All textbook, cafeteria, athletic, and library fines must be reconciled. Students may have some fines from Sashabaw Middle School and Clarkston Junior High School that have carried over to CHS. We will have a book fine list posted on the window of the principal's office, and we'll also announce the book fine list for students to be able to look at our senior meetings in April. You can also call Mrs. Clark if you have any questions about the fine list. Oftentimes, students could be surprised about fines that they have, and those need to be reconciled before they pick up their cap and gown on Tuesday, May 24th. You need to have a cap and gown in order to participate in the senior walk. No cap and gown, no senior walk. Unfortunately, no exceptions. Please be sure your information in Parent View and Synergy is up to date for the names and addresses, which we will use in the diplomas, and we want to make sure they're correct. Senior picnic on May 24th from approximately 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. This event is being planned by the Senior Celebrations Parent Group and is for members of the CHS class of 2022 only. This is not open to family members, and it's not open to any other students at Clarkston High School, just graduates. Most years, the senior picnic is held at Clintonwood Park, and there's different activities for our seniors to do. The Senior Celebrations Committee is always looking for volunteers, and more information on that will be pushed out to parents as spring arrives. Our senior prom is going to be Thursday, May 26th, and this event will be held at the Palazzo Grande at 6 p.m. The class of 2022 commencement ceremony will take place on May 25th at Pine Knob at 6:30 p.m. There will be a mandatory rehearsal on May 25th at 9 a.m. Diplomas may be picked up in the principal's office. We will announce the date that they will be ready. We do not mail out diplomas. When they're ready, seniors can come in and pick them up during the normal school day. I would also add that the rehearsal is very, very important on the 25th. We tell students that even though they just have to walk across the stage, smile, and wave, they're going to be incredibly nervous. These rehearsals allow us to have a seamless ceremony for the in excess of 500 graduates we'll have this year. As stated, the senior picnic will take place on May 24th, immediately following the senior walk. Lawn signs celebrating your graduate are on sale now. We have generic signs for $15, and there'll be personalized signs with graduates' names for $20. Now you see a little link that says fill out the form. I don't know if that link works. but information will be pushed out to parents with regard to the sale of the signs. Paw prints for the memory wall during senior week will have more information coming. The picnic requires many volunteers in order to run effectively. We can't host the picnic without your help. A sign-up genius for the picnic will be supplied by the Senior Celebrations Committee following spring break, and we thank you for your support. I would also add that the Senior Celebrations Committee is really looking to do this picnic right this year, as unfortunately we are not going to be able to host an after-grad party. And finally, I'd like to say thank you to all of our parents. To say that the past few years since your child has entered CHS has been difficult would be a gross understatement. While the last two graduating classes had their own distinct struggles, the members of the class of 2022 were not able to experience a truly, quote, normal year of high school at CHS. Unfortunately, while we know the difficulties our students have faced have been detrimental, they've also experienced many opportunities for personal, social, intellectual, emotional, and spiritual growth, which we hope will serve them well as they prepare for the next phase of their lives. This certainly could not have happened without the support you have shown them. Thank you, parents. Let's have a good end to the school year.